So, hey, my name's Mr. Mud. I like hanging out here in the mud and thinking about the mud, just hanging out. I've been here for a while, I get around a lot, see a lot of people, got a lot of friends, but sometimes, you just want to go back to the mud. It's just like fun, it's nice. I like hanging out in the mud. So the other day I was out in the mud and I don't eat the mud. I sit in the mud, I don't eat the mud, but it's really fun. It's really relaxing, just like being in the mud, thinking about the mud. And you don't really know that you're in the mud until you've been out of the mud. And I hope I never come out of the mud. I like the mud. I like sitting in the mud and getting it on myself. The mud's really great. It's really, God, I love it. You gotta love the mud. You just get up there, big brown pool of mud, sit in it, sit in a nice big pool of mud. It's a nice big pool of mud, sitting in it. It's really fun. So much fun. I like rolling in the mud. My friends come over sometimes. They say, "Hey, you wanna go get in the mud? Wanna hang out in the mud? Hey, I think we should go get in the mud some of these times." And so we do. We hang out in the mud, sit. But as you can see right now, I'm just hanging out alone, freeballing it, solo, in the mud. But yeah, this is where I hang out a lot of the time. Just in the mud, and rolling around the mud. And as you can see, I'm a seal. And a lot of people say seals shouldn't be in mud, but I like being in the mud. It's just my thing. I like hanging out in the mud, sitting in the mud. And there's a lot of like nuances to mud that people don't realize. It's like partly the texture, but then also the smell. That like nice earthy, dirty, smell. Not like dirty, like gross, but like mud smell, like dirt. And like it's really smooth and nice to put on your skin. And my seal skin really likes to like flipping my flippers in it. Patting around, making little splashes in the mud. Splash with friends, have little splash fights in the mud. But yeah, so that's just me. I like being in the mud. Just chilling in the mud. Uh, there's a lot of different types of mud. Sometimes it's chunky. I don't like that. Uh, what happens is like it dries up a little bit, and then you go to get back. It's like leftovers. It's like you try to go get back in it, and you just can't because it's not the same. It's like dry it out a little. It's a little old. And a lot of people wouldn't believe this, but like mud can go stale. You shouldn't always just leave your mud out. And I like it smooth. I like smooth mud. I like hanging out in smooth mud, no chunks. Under each mud puddle, there's like a nice thing of silt to like rub your toes in, get around and rub your little flippers in. I like putting my snout in the mud, blowing little bubbles out of my nose in the mud. Sometimes I hoot and holler, hanging out in the mud when I'm chilling in the mud. And I really like the mud. It's just, you gotta love the mud. It's so good. It's like nice to like look up at the sky sometimes, thinking about mud while you're in the mud. Just nothing can go wrong. It's really secure, really comfortable, just hanging out here in the mud. And what's great about the mud is that